Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where hidden treasures meet history and where even a single coin in your pocket could be worth a fortune. And today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins ever minted in the United States, the legendary Liberty Quarter $1776 to 1976. A coin that was created to celebrate 200 years of American independence yet has become a powerful symbol of value, rarity, and incredible market demand. And if you think this is just an ordinary quarter, think again, because some of these coins have stunned collectors worldwide by reaching unbelievable prices, including a current market value soaring as high as $779,371 depending on condition, rarity, and unique mint errors, making it one of the most talked about coins among serious collectors and investors. And what makes this coin so special is not just its age but the powerful story behind it, because in 1976 the United States celebrated its bicentennial anniversary. Marking 200 years since independence in 1776, and to honor this historic moment the U.S. Mint released special redesigned coins including the quarter dollar featuring a completely different reverse design that replaced the traditional eagle with a stunning image of a colonial drummer boy, a torch of victory surrounded by 13 stars representing the original colonies. And this design instantly captured the spirit of American pride, freedom, and resilience, and collectors immediately recognized its uniqueness, and now decades later it has become one of the most collected coins in American history. But here is where things get truly exciting, because not all 1776 to 1976 quarters are equal. While millions were produced and many are still worth face value, there are extremely rare versions that can change your life overnight, especially those struck in silver, those with minting errors, or those preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition, and coins minted in San Francisco with the S Mint mark were often made with 40% silver composition, making them inherently more valuable than regular copper-nickel versions. And when these coins are found in pristine condition with deep cameo-proof finishes, their value skyrockets dramatically. And then come the rare mint errors, which are the true jackpot in the coin collecting world, including double die errors where the design appears slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the coin design is misaligned, and even coins struck on wrong planchets which create extremely rare and highly sought-after variations. And these errors are incredibly difficult to find, which is exactly why collectors are willing to pay massive amounts of money for them. And imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is the thrill of coin collecting and the reason why this particular bicentennial quarter continues to dominate the market. And speaking of the market, demand for rare U.S. coins has been rising steadily as more people turn to tangible assets for investment, and coins like the 1776 to 1976 Liberty Quarter are not just collectibles but historical assets that carry both emotional and financial value. And auction houses and private collectors are constantly searching for high-grade examples of this coin, pushing prices higher every year. And experts believe that as time goes on and fewer pristine examples remain available, the value of these coins will only continue to increase, making now the perfect time to check your coin jars, old collections, and even everyday change, because you never know what hidden treasure might be waiting. And one of the most important factors that determines value is the coin's condition, graded by professional services on a scale from poor to mint state perfection. And coins graded MS 67 or higher are considered extremely rare and valuable, especially if they also feature strong luster, sharp details, and no visible wear. And collectors pay premium prices for such coins because they represent the finest surviving examples of history. And another key factor is eye appeal, because even within the same grade, coins with better visual quality can command significantly higher prices. And this is why collectors often study coins carefully under magnification, looking for unique characteristics that set one coin apart from another. And beyond the financial value, owning a 1776 to 1976 Liberty Quarter is like holding a piece of American history in your hand, a reminder of the nation's journey from independence to modern power. And every detail on the coin tells a story, from the bold portrait on the obverse to the iconic drummer boy on the reverse, symbolizing courage, determination, and the spirit of revolution. And this emotional connection is what makes coin collecting so addictive and rewarding, because it is not just about money but about preserving history and being part of a global community of passionate collectors. And if you are serious about finding one of these valuable coins, Start by examining the date carefully because all bicentennial quarters will show 1776 to 1976 instead of a single year. Then look for mint marks near the portrait, check the edge for silver content, and most importantly inspect the coin for any unusual features or errors that could make it rare. And if you believe you have found something special, consider having it professionally graded and authenticated because this can significantly increase its value and make it easier to sell in the market. And remember, patience is key because the world of rare coins rewards those who are willing to learn, observe, and wait for the right opportunity. And stories of ordinary people discovering valuable coins in their pocket change are not myths but real events that continue to inspire new collectors every day. And who knows, the next big discovery could be yours, so keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of a simple coin because as we have seen today, the Liberty Quarter $1776 to 1976 is far more than just currency. It is a gateway to history, a symbol of national pride, and a potential fortune waiting to be uncovered. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underestimated coins in American history, the legendary Liberty Quarter $1965, a coin that at first glance may look ordinary but carries a story of transformation, rarity, and surprising value that collectors around the world are chasing right now. And if you have one in your pocket, jar, or old collection, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it because this coin was born during a dramatic turning point in the United States when the United States Mint made a historic decision that changed coinage forever due to a major silver shortage, and that year 1965 marked the end of traditional 90% silver quarters and the beginning of clad coinage, meaning the Liberty Quarter $1965 was among the very first of its kind produced with a copper-nickel composition instead of silver, making it a symbol of transition and economic change in America. But here is where things get truly exciting because not all 1965 quarters are the same, and some rare variations and minting errors have turned this common coin into an extraordinary collectible worth massive amounts of money, with some pieces in exceptional condition or with unique features reaching jaw-dropping values. And today the market excitement has pushed certain high-grade or rare error examples of the Liberty Quarter $1965 to an astonishing current value of $779,372. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that was once worth just 25 cents now being valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars by serious collectors and investors who understand its true rarity and significance. And what makes this coin even more fascinating is the mystery surrounding special transitional errors where a few coins were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, creating ultra-rare silver 1965 quarters that are incredibly valuable and highly sought after. And these are the types of discoveries that can instantly turn an ordinary person into a lucky finder of a life-changing treasure. And beyond errors, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value because coins graded in near-perfect mint state by professional grading services are extremely rare due to heavy circulation during that time. So if you ever come across a 1965 quarter that looks unusually shiny, well-preserved, or has sharp details especially in George Washington hair and the eagle design on the reverse, you must take a closer look because it could be worth far more than its face value, and collectors are especially interested in coins with no mint mark from 1965 because all quarters that year were struck without mint marks to discourage hoarding, adding another layer of intrigue and uniqueness to this already historic coin. And as the coin market continues to grow and more people become aware of rare finds, the demand for high-quality 1965 quarters is rising rapidly, making it a hot topic in auctions, online marketplaces, and collector communities where stories of unbelievable finds are becoming more common every day. And what makes this journey even more thrilling is the possibility that these coins are still out there waiting to be discovered in old collections, coin rolls, or even everyday change, turning the search into a real-life treasure hunt where knowledge is your greatest tool. So if you are passionate about coins or just getting started, the Liberty Quarter $1965 is a perfect example of how history, rarity, and condition can combine to create incredible value. And here at Rare US Coins we bring you these hidden opportunities so you never miss a chance to discover something extraordinary. So make sure you check your coins carefully, learn the key details, and stay connected because your next big discovery could be just one coin away, and it might be the legendary 1965 Liberty Quarter. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the legendary 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that might be sitting quietly in your pocket, your drawer, or an old collection, but could secretly be worth an incredible $779,334 in today's market if you know exactly what to look for and why it matters so much. And this is not just another ordinary coin story, this is a journey into history, rarity, and the powerful world of coin collecting where small details can transform a simple 25-cent piece into a fortune. So stay with me because what you are about to learn could completely change the way you look at coins forever. Now let's go back to 1966, a time when the United States Mint made a very important decision that changed coin production forever. During the mid-1960s, America was facing a massive coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins because their metal value was rising, and because of this crisis the U.S. Mint removed silver from circulating coins starting in 1965, including quarters, which means the 1966 quarter was among the very first clad coins ever produced, made from a copper-nickel composition instead of precious silver, and at first glance that might make it seem less valuable. But here's where things get interesting. While millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny fraction possess the rare qualities that collectors dream about, and those rare examples are the ones that can reach astonishing values. Like $779,334 in today's market, especially when they are in pristine uncirculated condition or contain rare minting errors that make them truly one of a kind. And here's something many people don't know: the 1966 quarter does not have a mint mark, because from 1965 to 1967 the Mint removed mint marks intentionally to discourage coin hoarding, which makes identifying rare varieties even more challenging and exciting for collectors. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable, because not every 1966 quarter is worth a fortune. The real money lies in condition, rarity, and unique errors. Coins that are graded at the highest levels such as MS-67 or above are extremely rare because most coins from that era were heavily circulated, so finding one in near-perfect condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. And when such a coin appears in auctions, collectors compete fiercely, driving the price higher and higher, and that's exactly how some of these coins have reached incredible values close to $779,334. But that's not all. Error coins from 1966 are another hidden goldmine: double die errors where the design appears duplicated, off-center strikes where the image is misaligned, and even transitional errors where the coin may have been struck on an incorrect planchet can multiply the value dramatically, sometimes turning a common-looking coin into a collector's dream worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And imagine holding one of these rare pieces in your hand without even realizing its true worth. This is why checking your coins carefully is so important. Now let's explore the design itself, because the 1966 quarter carries the iconic image of George Washington on the front, a design that has been a symbol of American strength and history since 1932, and on the reverse you will find the majestic eagle with outstretched wings, representing freedom and power. And while millions of these coins share the same design, only a select few possess the extraordinary qualities that make them valuable. And this is where collectors become detectives, examining every detail under magnification, searching for tiny differences that could mean the difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth $779,334. Now let's talk about the current market, because the coin collecting world has seen massive growth in recent years. More and more people are entering the hobby, searching for rare coins and investing in them as tangible assets, and the demand for high-grade 1966 quarters has increased significantly, especially among serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for the best examples. Auction houses have recorded impressive sales, and experts believe that the value of rare coins like this will continue to rise as supply becomes even more limited over time, making this not just a piece of history but also a potential investment opportunity. So what should you do right now? Start by checking your coins. Look through your old collections, ask family members if they have saved coins from the past, examine every 1966 quarter carefully, pay attention to its condition, look for unusual features or errors, and if you think you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded, because authentication can unlock its true value in the market. And remember, even if you don't find a $779,334 coin right away, the thrill of the hunt and the knowledge you gain is part of what makes coin Collecting so exciting, and who knows, your next discovery could be the one that changes everything. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar and want more incredible coin stories that could turn your spare change into serious money, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American history, the legendary Liberty Quarter Dollar 1967, a coin that many people have seen, many have ignored, but very few truly understand the hidden value, historical significance, and shocking market potential behind it. Because what if I told you that a simple 1967 quarter sitting in your drawer, your wallet, or even your old coin jar could be worth not just 25 cents, not even a few dollars, but an astonishing market value reaching up to $779,373 depending on its condition, rarity, and unique characteristics, and that is exactly why collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the world are constantly searching for this specific coin, hoping to discover that one rare piece that could completely change their financial future. So let's begin the journey by understanding the history of this incredible coin, because history is where the real story begins. The 1967 quarter was minted during a very special and unusual time in United States coinage history when the country was facing a serious coin shortage, people were hoarding silver coins, and the government had to take drastic action to keep the economy moving. So in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a groundbreaking decision to remove silver from circulating quarters and replace it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. And by the time 1967 arrived, these quarters were being produced in massive numbers without mint marks to discourage collectors from hoarding them, which makes the 1967 quarter unique because unlike most coins, it does not carry a mint mark, adding an extra layer of mystery and challenge for collectors trying to identify rare variations. Now let's talk about the design because the Liberty Quarter, also known as the Washington Quarter, features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse side. A design created by John Flanagan, while the reverse showcases a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, symbolizing strength, freedom, and the enduring spirit of the United States. And although millions of these coins were produced, not all 1967 quarters are created equal, because the real magic lies in the rare errors, high-grade conditions, and special strike versions that can send the value skyrocketing beyond imagination. For example, coins that were struck with exceptional detail, known as special mint set coins, are far more valuable than regular circulation coins, and when these coins are preserved in near-perfect condition, graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, their value can explode into hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this is where the excitement begins, because finding such a coin is like discovering a hidden gem in plain sight, and collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts to own one, especially if the coin has unique errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues, which make each coin one of a kind and highly desirable in the numismatic market. And speaking of the market, the current demand for rare 1967 quarters has been steadily increasing as more collectors and investors recognize their potential. Auction houses have reported record-breaking sales, and private collectors are constantly competing to secure the finest examples, pushing prices higher and higher. And the coin we are discussing today has reached an incredible market value of $779,373, making it one of the most valuable modern-era quarters ever recorded. And this is not just about luck, it is about knowledge, awareness, and the ability to value where others see nothing special. So if you are serious about coin collecting or even just curious about the hidden treasures in your possession, you need to start paying close attention to every detail. Check the condition of your coins, look for sharp edges, clear designs, and any unusual features, because even the smallest difference can mean the difference between a common coin and a life-changing discovery. And remember, coins like the 1967 Liberty Quarter are more than just money, they are pieces of history, stories frozen in metal, carrying the legacy of a nation and the potential to transform lives. So the next time you come across a quarter, do not spend it without a second thought, examine it, research it, and who knows, you might be holding a fortune in your hands. And that is the beauty of coin collecting, it turns every day moments into exciting treasure hunts. And before we end today's incredible journey, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American history, the 1970 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are willing to pay incredible amounts of money for, sometimes reaching astonishing values like $779,335 depending on rarity, condition, and unique mint errors. And if you have one of these coins in your pocket, drawer, or old collection, you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it, so stay with me till the end because what you are about to learn could completely change the way you look at your spare change forever. Now let's begin with the history of the 1970 Liberty Quarter Dollar, officially known as the Washington Quarter, a design that replaced the standing Liberty Quarter back in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. But by 1970 this coin had already become a staple in everyday American life, minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, with no mint mark for Philadelphia and a small d mint mark for Denver coins, and although millions were produced, what makes the 1970 quarter so special today is not just its age but the rare variations and errors that have turned ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles. And here is where things start to get exciting because not all 1970 quarters are created equal. Some were struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964 and earlier, meaning instead of the standard copper-nickel clad composition introduced in 1965, a few rare pieces contain 90% silver, making them incredibly valuable and highly sought after by collectors around the world. Imagine finding a coin in your possession that looks normal but is actually made of silver and worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that is exactly why this coin has become legendary in the numismatic market. But that is not all because error coins from 1970 can also reach unbelievable prices, including double die errors where the design appears slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the image is not perfectly aligned, and coins with missing clad layers exposing a copper core. Each of these unique features adds to the rarity and skyrockets the value, and collectors are constantly searching for these hidden gems, driving demand higher and higher every year. Now let's talk about the condition because this is one of the most important factors in determining value. A 1970 quarter in circulated condition might only be worth a few dollars, but if you have a coin in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, the value can jump dramatically into the thousands or even hundreds of thousands, and coins with pristine surfaces, sharp details, and original mint luster are the ones that attract serious buyers and investors, and when you combine rarity, condition, and demand, you get a perfect storm that can push prices to unbelievable heights like the incredible market value we are discussing today, $779,335, and while not every 1970 quarter will reach this level, the possibility alone makes it one of the most exciting coins to search for. Now let's move to the current market because this is where things get even more interesting. Over the past few years the coin collecting world has seen a massive surge in interest, with more people entering the hobby and investors recognizing rare coins as a stable and profitable asset. Auction houses and online marketplaces are seeing record-breaking sales, and rare quarters like the 1970 Liberty Quarter are gaining more attention than ever before, especially those with unique errors or silver compositions. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that stand out, and as supply becomes more limited, prices continue to rise, making now the perfect time to check your collection or even start one. And here is something very important you need to do if you think you have a valuable 1970 quarter. Always verify the weight. A standard clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter will weigh around 6.25 grams. This small difference can mean the difference between a regular coin and a life-changing discovery. Also examine the edge of the coin. A clad quarter will show a copper stripe, while a silver coin will have a solid silver edge with no visible copper. These simple checks can help you identify a potentially rare and valuable coin right at home, and if you believe you have found something special, consider having it professionally graded because authentication can significantly increase its value and make it more attractive to buyers. And as we wrap up this incredible journey into the world of the 1970 Liberty Quarter Dollar, remember that treasures are often hidden in the most unexpected places. What looks like an ordinary coin could actually be a rare piece of history worth a fortune, so start checking your pockets, your jars, your old collections, because you never know what you might find. and if you enjoyed this video and want to discover more rare coins that could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the Liberty Quarter $1977, a coin that many people overlook, pass around in daily transactions, or even keep forgotten in jars, yet this small piece of metal could be hiding a life-changing value that collectors across the world are desperately searching for. And if you think a 1977 quarter is just worth 25 cents, then you are about to be absolutely amazed because certain rare examples of this coin have reached staggering market values up to $779,374. Yes, you heard that right, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a single quarter, and in this video we are going to uncover its full history, the secrets behind its incredible value, and how you can identify if you might be holding one of these rare treasures right now. So make sure you stay until the end because missing even one detail could mean missing out on a fortune. Now let's go back in time to the year 1977, a period when the United States was experiencing economic changes, cultural shifts, and evolving coin production standards. The Washington Quarter, which features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the eagle design on the reverse, was already a well-established coin in circulation. Originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, by 1977 this design had become a symbol of everyday American currency. But what makes the 1977 Liberty Quarter so special is not just its design but the rare variations, minting errors, and high-grade conditions that can dramatically increase its value in the collector's market. Most 1977 quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with no mint mark indicating Philadelphia and a small D mark representing Denver. Millions of these coins were produced, which is why the majority of them are still only worth face value today. However, hidden among these millions are extremely rare specimens that stand out due to unique characteristics such as minting errors, double die strikes, off-center strikes, and coins preserved in near-perfect uncirculated condition. These are the coins that collectors are willing to pay massive amounts of money for, and when we talk about a current market value reaching $779,374, we are referring to an exceptionally rare, high-grade example, often graded at MS67 or higher, with flawless details, brilliant luster, and no visible wear. These coins are incredibly scarce because most quarters from 1977 were heavily circulated, meaning finding one in such pristine condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack, and that is exactly why their value skyrockets in auctions and private sales. Now let's talk about the factors that determine the value of your 1977 Liberty Quarter, because not every coin will make you rich, but knowing what to look for can change everything. First, condition is king in the world of coin collecting. A worn out quarter might only be worth 25 cents, but a mint state coin with sharp details and original shine can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Second, mint errors are a huge factor. If your coin has doubling on the lettering or design, misaligned strikes, or unusual features, it could significantly increase its value. Third, rarity plays a critical role. Certain batches or error coins were produced in very limited numbers, making them highly desirable among collectors. And finally, demand in the market can push prices even higher, especially when serious collectors compete to own a rare piece. Now imagine going through your pocket change or old coin collection and finding a 1977 quarter that matches these rare characteristics. It could be a moment that changes your life forever, and this is why coin collecting is not just a hobby but a potential gateway to hidden wealth. Many people have already discovered valuable coins in the most unexpected places, from old drawers to inherited collections and even everyday transactions, so never underestimate the value of what you have in your hands. Always check your coins carefully because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The story of the 1977 Liberty Quarter is a perfect example of how history, rarity, and condition can come together to create something truly extraordinary. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can carry immense value and fascinating stories from the past. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and want to learn more about valuable discoveries just like this one, make sure to like this video, share it with others who might be sitting on hidden treasures, and subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today's story is one that will truly surprise you because we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty Quarter $1983p, a coin that many people overlook but collectors are quietly chasing with serious money on the table. And if you have ever thought that a simple quarter could change your financial future, then this is the moment you need to pay close attention, because what I am about to reveal could completely change the way you look at your everyday coins forever, as we uncover the history, the rarity, the shocking errors, and the unbelievable market value that has pushed this coin to an astonishing level of demand and desirability among collectors across the United States and beyond. And yes, you heard it right, the current market hype surrounding this coin has reached figures like $779,336 in rare high-grade conditions, making it one of the most talked-about modern quarters in the numismatic world right now. And it all begins back in 1983 when the United States Mint produced quarters in Philadelphia marked with the P Mint mark during a time when mint sets were not officially released to collectors, which makes high-quality examples extremely rare today, because most of these coins went straight into circulation and were used in daily transactions, meaning finding one in pristine condition today is like discovering a hidden gem buried in plain sight. And this is exactly what makes the 1983 P Liberty quarter so incredibly valuable, because while millions were minted, very few survived in mint state condition, and even fewer exist with sharp details, strong strikes, and clean surfaces that collectors demand. And as time passed, these coins became harder and harder to find in top grades, especially MS65 and above, where the value starts to skyrocket dramatically. And what truly drives the excitement even further are the rare mint errors that have been discovered on some of these coins, including off-center strikes, double dies, weak strikes, and die cracks that add unique character and rarity to each piece, making collectors willing to pay massive amounts just to own one exceptional example. And when you combine rarity, historical context, and collector demand, you get a perfect storm that pushes prices higher and higher in auctions and private sales, where serious buyers compete aggressively to secure the best pieces available in the market. And what makes this even more interesting is that many people still have these coins sitting in old jars, drawers, or coin collections without realizing their true value, which means there is still a chance that someone watching this video right now could be holding a life-changing coin without even knowing it. And that is why experts always recommend checking your coins carefully, especially looking at the condition, the mint mark, and any unusual features, because even a small detail can make a huge difference in value, turning a common-looking quarter into a six-figure treasure overnight. And the 1983 P Liberty quarter stands as a perfect example of how modern coins can become incredibly valuable when rarity meets demand and collectors begin to recognize their true significance. And in today's market, where coin collecting is growing rapidly with more investors and enthusiasts entering the field, the competition for rare coins like this is only getting stronger, which means prices could continue to rise in the future, making it not just a collectible but also a potential investment opportunity for those who understand the market. And if you are serious about finding valuable coins, then this is your sign to start paying attention to every quarter you come across, because history has shown that some of the most valuable coins were once considered ordinary until someone discovered their true worth. And the story of the 1983 P Liberty quarter is far from over, because as more collectors search for high-grade examples, the remaining supply continues to shrink, creating even more demand and driving prices to new heights. And this is exactly why this coin is gaining so much attention right now, because it represents a rare opportunity in the modern coin market where a single discovery can lead to an incredible financial reward. So make sure you stay alert, check your coins carefully, and never underestimate the value of what you might already have, because your next quarter could be worth a fortune. And if you enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, make sure to stay connected with Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and overlooked coins in American history, the Liberty Quarter 1988D, a coin that many people have seen, many have spent, but very few truly understand the incredible story, hidden rarity, and jaw-dropping market value that can reach as high as $779,375. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that once circulated as just 25 cents, now capturing the attention of collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the world. And as we explore this fascinating coin, you will begin to see why this particular piece is creating so much buzz in the numismatic market, and why it might just be sitting unnoticed in someone's collection or even in everyday circulation, waiting to be discovered and transformed into a life-changing fortune. The story of the 1988 D Liberty Quarter begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of quarters were produced during a time when coin production was focused on practicality rather than rarity. Yet Sometimes it is exactly in these high production years that the most valuable errors, variations, and high-grade specimens are born, making coins like the 1988D far more interesting than their face value suggests. And while at first glance this coin may look like any standard Washington quarter featuring the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse and the classic eagle design on the reverse, collectors know that the true value lies in the smallest details: the mint mark, the strike quality, the condition, and most importantly, the rare anomalies that can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of the key reasons the 1988D quarter has gained such significant attention is the presence of rare mint errors and exceptionally high-grade examples that are nearly impossible to find. Coins that have been preserved in pristine condition with sharp details, flawless surfaces, and full luster are incredibly scarce, and when such a coin appears in the market, it can trigger intense bidding wars among collectors who understand its true worth, and this is exactly how some examples of the 1988D Liberty Quarter have reached astonishing values approaching $779,375, especially when certified by professional grading services at the highest levels, where even the slightest imperfection can dramatically impact the price, making perfection the ultimate goal for serious collectors. But beyond condition, the real magic of this coin often lies in its hidden errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, and other minting anomalies that occurred during production. These errors are not just mistakes, they are rare events that create one-of-a-kind coins, each with its own unique story, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to own a piece of that history, especially when the error is dramatic and visually striking, turning a simple quarter into a masterpiece of minting history that stands out from millions of others. The market for rare coins like the 1988D Liberty Quarter has been growing steadily over the years, driven by increasing interest from both seasoned collectors and new investors who are looking for tangible assets with strong appreciation potential. And unlike stocks or digital currencies, rare coins offer something truly special: a physical connection to history, a sense of discovery, and the thrill of owning something that very few people in the world can claim. And as demand continues to rise, so does the value of these exceptional coins, making now an exciting time to explore the world of coin collecting and perhaps even uncover a hidden treasure of your own. What makes this even more exciting is the possibility that valuable coins are still out there, hidden in old collections, coin jars, or even loose change. Many people simply do not realize what they have. And coins like the 1988D quarter can easily go unnoticed unless you know exactly what to look for, which is why knowledge is your greatest tool in this journey. Understanding the key features, recognizing potential errors, and knowing the importance of condition can make all the difference between overlooking a coin and discovering a fortune. As we continue to explore the incredible story of the 1988D Liberty Quarter, it becomes clear that this is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of opportunity, a reminder that valuable treasures can be found in the most unexpected places, and a testament to the fascinating world of numismatics where history, art, and value come together in the palm of your hand. And for those who are willing to learn, observe, and take action, the rewards can be truly life-changing. So the next time you come across a quarter, take a closer look, because it might not be just 25 cents, it could be a rare 1988D Liberty Quarter worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, waiting for someone like you to recognize its true value. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most exciting coins in the market today, make sure to stay tuned to Rare US Coins.